Hey folks, AshallThingsDentistry.com. So here we are, classic situation. The patient presents with a fractured tooth off of the gingiva. Doc, I have some sort of thing to go to. I want to save my tooth. Can you help me out? And it's like, well, let's think. I don't have time, or I don't want to do a wax up. It's only one tooth. Patient has no other chief complaint. What's a quick way of fixing this so I can, so the patient can move on and come back for a more definitive treatment? And this is sort of this is a start of a video series on extruding, how to, a simple way to extrude that canine. In any event, so we got a number of ways. You can use polycarbonate, carbonate crowns, these things. You can use ion crowns. We got the whole set. There's Pro Temp crowns I found somewhere, and quite frankly I use them so infrequently I don't know how to use them. That's been my experience. I sit around fiddling around more and more, screwing around with, sorry, I didn't mean to say that, fooling around with stuff, when honestly the easiest way I found is to take a ball of wax, place it in the spot of the tooth, and then take a triple tray impression and then use my little intraoral wax up to develop my provisional, and that way if the patient fractures I already have a matrix. So let me just show you what I'm talking about. So just take some, this is rope wax, and say that pretend this tooth is, this tooth doesn't need to be endodontically treated. It typically helps for retention, but it could be any, say I lost my crown, I need a crown, and the tooth is vital or prepped or whatever. So dry the teeth off as best you can. We're going to carve this, and we all, as general dentists, we all know how to carve composites, so that's why I like this simple technique. I'm sure somebody's claimed a name to it and made their own. So get the patient to occlude to sort of get your basic occlusion. I'm just going to use whatever instrument I have on the table here. So spend 5 minutes developing your contours, and that'll go a long ways. I'd say spend 5 minutes fooling around with this intraorally, because that'll go a long ways instead of fooling around in whittling in acrylic. So leave it a little bit over contour to the gingiva margin. That'll help make sure that you get some bulk at your margins. Okay, there's that. I'm going to try to do this as much as I can so you can see that it's actually real. Right now I haven't been really treating patients that come in needing a crown. Typically they need wax ups and all the other stuff. So again, I'm just developing the contour of my, actually I just did this for you there, Mr. Insaney. That's right, for a molar tooth.
Gosh, I will never forget that. It was like, that solution is under the tip of my nose. I could never remember.
We had a race.
I have struggled with this shit so many times in my life.
We had a race. I won. He made a ball of acrylic and tried to whittle it down. I just did this.
But I might have put a little bit too much, but that works out pretty good. But yours is like a fool.
Yeah, because we all know how to fiddle with composite. And that's all I'm doing. Don't ask any questions. No questions. No questions. Here we go. This is what happens.
And put it there, but don't acid etch or don't put anything, and then just slap on it and cure it, and then take an impression.
You could do that too. This is just cheaper, easier. You can re-add the wax. You can play with it with your fingers. I can't believe you swore and it's on video. Oh well. Okay, so let's check out our contours.
Alginate would be a better idea on this one.
Well, I want to keep it, I want to preserve it, because usually these break.
No, the impression.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You can use Elgin, you can use whatever you want.
But you said the putty was the best.
Well, I didn't say it was the best, it's just, we have this stuff kicking around. You got Elgin, use Elgin. If you have polysulfide, use polysulfide. Oh, I don't know. Nobody's going to have that.
Polysulfide has the highest tear strength.
It does, you're right.
I just remember it from the
so I'm just
notes there, the examinations.
See? Oh, can't believe I was out of shot. Okay, so I'm just,
Do you remember the difference between pemphigus and pemphigus? I'm going to get you an pathology.
yeah, just where the split is.
No, which one is where?
Well, pemphigus is above the basal lamina.
Pemphigus is in this.
Connected, isn't it epithelium?
Suprabasilar versus infrabasilar. Pemphigoid is infrabasilar. Okay, you got that one.
Okay, that's good. We don't need to show how little I know. Because I'm filming this live right now.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's okay.
Sorry.
You did know. You know I'm talking. So there we are. We've got. Oh, it's a little overextended here. David, what's going on?
Hey, nothing.
Don't swear because I'm filming. Saini already was swearing.
He doesn't swear.
Not at all. Okay, so that's a basic idea. That's going to get you a start. So what we do is we take make a triple tray, and lo and behold, it gives us the form for our new provisional. So you can see that's the one that I did already. And then what we're going to do is, in order to restore, I'll just show you. This will come off. Place this back, fill it with bisacryl or whatever provisional material you want of your choice. Place that back on. Have the patient occlude if you'd like. And there's your handy dandy provisional restoration. Let me just fill this up. What's up, David? Okay, so I've cleaned up my tooth, and now what I'm going to do is and for this specific case, I mean, obviously if you have a core already, you don't need this, but just use a provisional or temporary endodontic post. I'm going to place it into the tooth, and let's take a little piece of wax, because this one's a dentiform tooth, so there is no shape whatsoever to the canal. Let's place that right there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to fill this with our bisacryl material. Right here. There you go. And if I can find my brush fast enough, I'll place some Vaseline. And it's important to remember which teeth we're going on to. There you go. Find that if you get the patient to occlude, when you do your triple tray, your occlusion is much better. I think that's perhaps, I'm sure there's some literature I could find based on movement of the PDL, depression of the PDL into the socket. So let's just check to see if this is curing. Okay, let's just remove this slowly. Alright. So, you can see that now we have our provisional restoration. I mean, it's going to need to be, let's just clean this up while it's still in that easily moldable state. It's fully set. And one of the things is to make sure, this is where the real fun is making sure that you can remove it from the tooth and not tear apart, and not get blocked in under the undercuts. It's just one of those. Alright, there we go. So now you have your provisional restoration. You also have a continued stent. Let me just adjust the contours here. Would I prefer to have more of this material in the canals? Yes. In this situation, definitely. We're going to cement this down together. As one unit, prefer to have definitely more, but this is a fairly pretend situation, just for demonstration. But it gives you the idea of the things you can do just with wax. So I hope that helps. Next, we're going to be talking about Now extruding this tooth using simple orthodontic brackets and an 014 round tie wire and a little bit of anchorage. And then also, once we have the tooth extruded to the appropriate place, then crown lengthening the tooth, because if we slowly extrude the tooth, the whole periodontium moves with it. Cheers.